Alright, what's going on, guys? MStack here. Today I am going to be showing what I have currently recently figured out is a really good way to stop PA end around. Couple quick housekeeping things that you need to have. For starters, you need to have a corner in the slot that has really good man coverage and height. If you have the gold DRC and Mutt does the job. He's really good at doing what I'm about to show you. Also, you need to have fast defensive ends. You see right here, I put Cliff Averill out here and Bruce Irvin out here, and I moved Michael Bennett into the middle for a special reason, because I want to use that as a QB spy every now and then. And so we'll get into the play. I'll show you the setups. I'll go over it for 4-3 and 3-4. You can do both. Play is called Cover 2 QB Contain. And we're going to come out against PA end around. If you guys don't know, that's what PA end around looks like. The setup, real easy. Pass commit's the first step. Do not baseline. Don't want to baseline because you won't be able to get this next step in if you baseline. Then you hit Y for the coverage adjustments, A for individual, A to select a receiver, and for the most part the receiver running the corner is always A, no matter if it's on the right or on the left. I haven't tested it out against every playbook with single back bunch, but it works against the Colts single back bunch. It works against the New Orleans single back bunch with A as the corner receiver. And the last step you want to do is hit shade right or left, depending on which side the bunch is on. And you saw what the play looked like originally. Now look what it looks like. It mans him up without you ever having to go hit man up. You get two steps in one. You get a shade outside and a man up in one step. Alright. And then what you want to do, if you really are getting killed in the flat, you don't have to do this immediately. Let's just show it. I'll show it without the that setup, the step I was about to show you. Just see what it looks like. Snap the ball. You have the flat open. Let's go into replay and check that out. There's a few good things about this defense right here. Let's zoom out a little bit. One, you get the corner route pretty much locked down. You have a flat man combination that pretty much locks it down. The second thing is that I love, and the reason you don't want to shade, just a quick note, the reason you don't want to ever shade inside, outside, up, down, any of that, is because you will lose this really important thing, a chuck. This is so important for people that love to quick snap. Even if you can't get all the adjustments in and you can't get back onto this linebacker that's right next to him, which is ideally the guy you want to use there. Sorry, my controller's got joystick lag. You still get this chuck, and it takes a longer time for this route to get open over the middle. And you also have the built-in QB contain. So let's just show it if I were to try to roll out and run it like a typical person would. So pass commit, YA, A, right on the right stick, and you get that. I'm just going to use the Saints. Show what it would look like if I try to roll out. Contain. I kind of backed up into him. Every now and then you're going to get a shrug sack. Don't freak out. It's going to happen. But for the most part, you have it locked down. Now the next step you can do to take this even further. Pass commit, YA, A, right on the right stick. Come over to this linebacker. So you're only ever touching these. Well, it's going to end up being this guy too. But then you go over here, man him up on the halfback. The halfback route, if you really want to take it away, man him up on the halfback. And then the last step, if you want to, if you think you can fit it in, QB spy. snap of the ball. You can fit it to the halfback, but where are you going to go once you get the ball to the halfback? There's nowhere to go. You got, let's take a look at that in replay real quick. Not only do you have the guy manned up, but you have the guy manned up on the tight end who's over in the same area, the flat zone who's going to break down on it. You have 3 defenders in the area of the ball carrier. He's not going to be able to do any kind of a juke. There's no juke in the game that's going to allow him to fake out 3 defenders and get away from this. That's what's so good about it. Alright, go back in. And I know what you're going to say now. Oh, but they can just run it up the middle. There's a huge gap. So let's just set it up like you normally would. Pass commit, Y-A, A, shade right, man him up. If you get into a short yardage situation, maybe they'll try to run the ball. This is an off-tackle run, but there are books like the Colts book that have, I think, more of an inside run. What you can do, you can do this anytime you want, but if you really want to freak your opponent out, pinch your linebackers. Then you get this look. And if it's me, I don't want to run against this. There's no chance. You could even bring this safety down because you know this receiver is going on the crossing pattern. You could even bring this safety down and say, go ahead, try to run the ball. Snap of the ball. You get some pretty, even though you pass committed, you still get a lot of guys at the line of scrimmage. You eat up a lot of blocks. Another thing I would say is if you get into a short yardage situation, you don't even need the pass commit. So let's just show what it would look like without a pass commit if they tried to run the ball. Y-A-A right. Man up the halfback. Man up the halfback if they let me. Pinch. Gotta run off the edge. Yeah, you get some decent blocking, but you're giving yourself a good shot at stopping it. Now what I would probably do, since this seems to be working so well off this right edge, let's just set it up. Give them this look, and then I would bring my user player out here. Because you got 5 at the line of scrimmage, and you got the user player you can use to scrape and shut down the run. So, snap of the ball. You're going to make them cut it back inside, which is always a win. And keep in mind, this isn't mainly a run defense. This is specifically, in the way I use it, I would set it up at the beginning of the game just in case somebody, I come up against somebody who really loves PA end around. I would never use this formation or play any other time because it's just not how, that's just not a formation that I ever use. But I would set this up in the beginning of the game, freak them out with this, lock them up with that, and then you're good to go. Now I'm going to show it from a 3-4 look because you also have the ability to do this from the nickel 2-4-5. That's in most 3-4 books. I know it's in the Saints book, which is a huge defense for you winners kick guys. So what we're going to do, flip sides. Let's get this ball out of here. Alright, so now Seahawks are on offense. Let's get into PA end around. And for defense, it's going to be a little messed up on defense just because I have that joystick drag. But I'll show you the basics. You want to go into nickel 2-4-5, and the strength of this one is that it already has a QB spy out there. And you can do the exact same thing. No baseline. Never baseline with this, and you can see my guy moving already. But Y-A right, mans him up, pass commit, and you still can man this guy up, the halfback. And what you want to do with the nickel 2-4-5, since the alignment isn't as wide as the wide 9, spread your linebackers. Spread your line. They won't spread anymore. Okay. this is maybe the nickel 245 isn't the greatest to do it. Let's see if we can actually roll out against this. It's the same exact thing. You get a press on the left. You get the QB contains. Let's see if we can roll out against this. It's tough to roll out. Still, you can see that. And you get the exact same coverage across the board. Now, what you can do with this, if you sense a run coming, is pinch your D line. Okay. You sense a run coming, this is what you got. God, I'm sorry guys, this is going nuts. Snap of the ball. You get a pretty good push, even though we pass committed. So that's basically what I've been using. Let's go back and flip sides again, because I'm mainly running out of the Bengals book for defense. So just real quickly go over everything again from the nickel wide 9. In case you missed it, I will also put the setups in the post on the Winners Kit forums. Play again is cover 2 QB contain. Let's just set the PA end around up. See what you want to do. Pass commit YA right. Man up the running back. Spy, and you're good. That's the defense you want to use. And don't pay attention to the crossing route as much, because I can't obviously do two things at once. But pay attention to everything else across the board. Corner route locked up. The only other thing that might happen, if your opponent's good enough, they may take a shot at this deep safety, because it's only the safety back there. YA right. And if you get into a long down and distance, what I would say, like a really long down and distance where, you know, the only thing that would actually get him a first down is to throw the B route. Just audible to like a cover 3, or put this guy in the deep blue, just to save yourself some grief. Let's just show what it would look like if they try to throw it. Now, keep in mind, it is Cam Chancellor back there, all 6'4" of him. So this probably isn't going to work as well. Of course it does, Marcus Colston, so. But you want to click on and swat that. That's maybe the only weakness against the pass that I see with this. Now, if they go and, you know, start audibling and you know, pick different plays, obviously it's going to be tougher to defend. But if they're one of the people that are the types of person, excuse, I can't even talk. If they're the type of person that only runs PA end around or the zone from this set, you're going to lock them up pretty good. Show it flipped real quick, just to show that it's the exact same. Same button commands. Pass commit, YA left, and I think I just spotlighted the receiver by accident, so the flat's going to be wide open here. You want to put him manned up. Can't really roll out. Can't throw the corner route. I would use the crossing route. And the halfback has a linebacker trailing him. So, pass commit, YA left, man up, and if you want, QB spy. If you're facing a super mobile, maybe a guy has Walter Payton in at quarterback, and he's really giving you fits. He's breaking tackles on the QB contain or whatever. Put in the QB spy, give yourself an extra defender to try to stop the quarterback from rolling out. So that is it for right now. I hope you guys have a lot of success with this. I know that I personally have. If you can do a good job using the crossing route, you should be in really good shape to slow this play down. And I guess that's it. Thanks for taking a look at this video, and talk to you guys later.